Hi, I'm George Walters, and welcome to my channel, One More Story. As an older feller, I spent over 45 years writing stories of hard work, lessons learned, and the simple joys of life. Along the way, I've had the privilege of writing over 1,000 stories for newspapers across Canada, along with a few in the USA, including my current weekly column for Post Media. I'm also proud to say I have 7 published books available on Amazon.ca and Amazon.com, and right here in Ontario. Throughout my adventures, I've met some truly unforgettable people, along with hundreds of others who shared their wisdom. Reg and Laura, the couple who took me in when I was just starting out on their dairy farm. My father, who taught me what he knew about farming. Grey Wolf, an old native man who opened my eyes to nature and life in ways I never imagined. And of course, my lovely wife, Ruth, who has been my steadfast companion through it all. With that said, let's get started, and I hope you enjoy Pains of a Young Boy. You know, I got to thinking about the different pains folks go through in life and how some have put up with them all their living days. I, for one, have had and still have some ongoing one. One in particular was the day my old dad found me a new home and dropped me off. It was a scary time for a 5 or 6-year-old not knowing what lay ahead, or for that matter, what was even happening to him. When we left that day, I thought I was just going to market on a normal trip. I will always remember that day. Fear, anger, and hate all come into play. I was left alone with these strange new folks. All I could see was that my old dad didn't want me anymore, and I felt a mix of hatred and love for him because of what he was doing to me. I remember running after him down the laneway trying to catch the old truck, hollering at him to come back. But of course it wasn't to be. The old couple that was taking me in, thinking back, felt as bad as I did, as Laura had tears in her eyes too. Reg, the man of the house, had taken off his old hat and was kneeling down by me, trying to assure me that things would be all right. Finally, Laura put her soft old arms around me, and I kind of just sunk right into her. She held me for a few minutes, talking softly and saying, "Don't you worry, None. Things will work out, you'll see." For a few weeks, I really didn't want anything to do with these strange new folks. But the more days that went by, the more I started to realize that these folks really did want me, and were doing everything in their power to show me. I finally dropped my defenses and let life move on. I never heard from my dad until years later, and I must say at that time in my life I never wanted to see him again. For I just couldn't figure in my young mind why he would do such a thing. Well, more time passed, and I made a few friends. Not too many, though, as they were far and in between, living so far back in the country. I did make some good critter friends in the early days of moving there, and I gotta say they helped me a lot. Seemed to me that they knew exactly how I felt, and I would sit for hours talking to them. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but that was the way it was. Later on, I met old Grey Wolf, who had a cottage way back on our property, and over the years we became real good friends. One day we got to talking about my dad, and I told him how much I hated him and how mad I was at him. I never wanted to see him the rest of my life, I told him. Well, he listened for a bit, and he said, "Boy, come on over here. I want to tell you a story that my old grandfather passed down to me. I think it might help you." You see, he was an old Cherokee, and in my mind back then, he knew all of life. The story has been handed down for years, and it goes something like this. It's called Two Wolves. "A fight is going on inside me," he said to the boy. "It's a terrible fight, and it has been between two wolves. One is evil. He is anger, envy, greed, guilt, and fear." He continued. "The other is good. He is joy, peace, hope, kindness, and truth. The same fight is going on inside you, and inside every other person too." Well, the grandson thought for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf will win?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one you feed." I gotta say, from that day forward, I never forgot that story. no time came to forgive my old dad. The reason being that at that time in his life, he was doing what was best for me. So, there you have it, a wee bit of some pain in a young boy's life and how he came to accept it and moved on through the journey of life. That's it for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the story. And if you want to hear more, go on and hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any. Gotta say something? Leave a comment below. I could always use the company. Till the next time, keep your minds open, your stories alive.